Okay, so our next topic is the ethnobotanical importance of the Solanaceae family. As you know, in the UPSC mains examination, they can individually ask you about the ethnobotanical importance of individual family. Such a type of questions can be seen in the previous year question paper. So this time we are going to consider the Solanaceae family. Okay, what is the ethnobotanical importance of the Solanaceae family is the prime aim of this particular video lecture. Now consider this is your syllabus. We are dealing with the paper number paper number one and the chapter number four, that is plant resource development, and we are here at the importance of ethnobotany in the Indian context. Okay, so when it comes to the ethnobotany, you know it is the study of the plants which are used traditionally by the people. That is, it is interaction between the people and the plants in order to get some of the benefits which are there from the plants for the people, and it is all coming from the traditional knowledge. Okay, this becomes important term because this depending upon this traditional knowledge only, we can say we are studying the ethnobotany. In any other sense, it will be the latest or the modern studies. But if you are studying the traditional knowledge of plants with that of the people, then it will definitely come under the ethnobotany. So we are today particularly talking about the Solanaceae family. And now see, whenever in the UPSC mains such a question is there, you should know at least 5 plants and their ethnomedicinal use. That is their traditional use, okay, not the modern use. For example, there are many plants through which the many chemicals we have extracted, and now these chemicals can be used as anti-malarial, as anti-cancer. Okay, but these are not to be mentioned in the under the ethnomedicinal value of the plant, because these are all the modern discoveries and they do not fall under this particular category. Okay, so when in the UPSC mains, if there is such a question that you have to give the ethnomedicinal importance of any plant or any family, you should give it in the traditional way. Whatever the traditional knowledge is there, that traditional knowledge you have to mention. Okay, and at least you should know the 5 plants from each family, so that you will have the secure amount of the data in order to write it down in the UPSC mains. Okay, so the very first plant we are going to consider regarding the Solanaceae family's ethnomedicinal importance is the Withania somnifera. You know, it's a very famous plant, right? Withania somnifera, this particular plant which belongs to Solanaceae family. This Withania somnifera's roots, actually whole of the plants is used for the ethnomedicinal use, but let us consider the root powder. Okay, root powder of this particular plant material, when it mixed with the goat milk. Okay, see, it mixed with the goat milk, and out of this the extract is got created. Okay, what we have taken, we have taken the root of the Withania somnifera, we have converted that root into the root powder, then we have mixed this root powder with that of the goat milk, and this combination, this extract is used in the treatment of the rheumatoid arthritis. You know, this is an common disease among the elderly, that there is a problem with the bones and the joints, and this particular rheumatoid arthritis can be treated by using this particular creation of the decoction. Okay, which is created out of the plant material which is called as the Withania somnifera. So these wordings will be important in the UPSC mains, because this is a proper example that how our ancestors have used these plants to cure or to lessen the symptoms of such a disease. And the Withania somnifera is the prime example in the Solanaceae family, where the whole of the plant, or in this case the root powder plus the goat milk, is combinedly used to treat the rheumatoid arthritis. Now let us consider the second example from the Solanaceae family. It's a Nicotina tobacco plant. Okay, and you know about this plant. This is a common Nicotiana plant, and from this Nicotiana plant, if you take out the leaves, okay, and the leaves powder is combined with that of the chili seeds. Okay, the chili seeds are there, these are chili seeds plus the leaves powder is mixed with together to create a particular extract. Okay, and this particular extract then used for the then this extract is converted into the paste. Okay, and this particular paste is used on the dog bites. Okay, you know, whenever there is a dog bites, on these dog bites, this particular paste, our traditional peoples or our ancient peoples going to they have applied this in order to avoid the rabies. Okay, so this is an typical traditional remedy to avoid the rabies once the person is bitten by the dog. And what we are going to do in the ancient time, that we will take the leaves from the Nicotiana tobacco plant, and these leaves, when converted into the powder and mixed with the seeds of the chilies, finally we create the extract or the paste out of it, and this paste can be applied on the dog bites. Okay, this will prevent the rabies, and this is an age-old traditional practice which is done under the ethnobotany. Okay, so here the second Solanaceae family member we have is the Nicotiana tobacco, which will give us the remedy for the rabies. Now the third plant we have is the Solanum tubersum. Okay, this Solanum tubersum, a very common plant, right? You all know it by the name potato, right? This is an potato. Now see, what is the ethnomedicinal use of this potato? Okay, now see, in this case what we are going to do, we are going to combine the leaves plus the flower, that is the flower of Solanum plant and the leaves of the Solanum plant are mixed together to create an particular extract. Now this extract which is created out of it, it can be used as a plaster in cases of the burns. Okay, whenever there is a burns, in case of that burn, in order to create the plaster, the leaves of the Solanum plant plus the flowers of the Solanum plant is used to create that particular plaster, so that this plaster can be applied on the burn areas on the body. So whenever in the ancient time people gets burned, they create the very important plaster material out of the leaves and the flower of the Solanum tubersum plant, and once it is applied, it will really help to cure that particular burn area on the body. Okay, so this is the third plant, that is the Solanum tubersum, which is traditionally used by the ancient people. Now the fourth plant in this regard is the Solanum nigrum. Now this is also an quite domesticated plant, and we often use this plant in the various purposes today as well, right? So this particular Solanum nigrum plant, its leaves, if you extract the leaves content through the water, this extract can be used in case of the rheumatism, right? In case of the pains in the bones, then it can also be used for the gout. Okay, you know, gout is the another kind of the disease condition in which the bones are hurting, right, inside the body. Now this gout-like condition or the rheumatoid-like condition can be treated by using the leaves extract of the Solanum nigrum, right? Now not only for the rheumatoid and the gout, this type of the extract is also used in case of the skin conditions. So all of these are the applications of these plants from the ancient times, and hence they typically comes under the ethnobotanical uses of the Solanaceae family. Okay, so the fifth plant we have on the list is the Datura metal. This particular Datura metal plant again belonging to the Solanaceae family, and it also shows some ethnomedicinal use. For example, the whole plant, this whole plant plus the jiggery, if you add the jiggery into it, this combination will create an one particular type of the extract. Okay, and this particular extract is used in case of the various types of the cattle diseases. Okay, various stomach diseases which are relating with the cattle. This cattle will be given the whole plant of the Datura metal, and it has a jiggery mixed with it, and when it is consumed by the cattle, it will be relieved from the various stomach diseases. Okay, so you can say our ancestors have also used the ancient knowledge of their plants in order to cure not only the humans but also the animals as well. All right, so here we have the list of 5 plants, that is Withania somnifera, Nicotiana tubacum, Solanum tubersum, Solanum nigrum, and Datura metal. All of these 5 belongs to the Solanaceae family, and they are all of these are the ethnomedicinal use of these plants respectively. Okay, so you should carefully create a note out of it, and we have already covered the importance of ethnobotany or the branches of ethnobotany. You should add these content into that particular notes only. Okay, so that in the UPSC main, if the question is got twisted, you will have the proper data to put forward there. All right.